Take a moment to come back to center. Take a moment to come home into yourself, into your body, and all the layers of your body. Come home into your spine, into your blood, into your nervous system, into your bones. Come home into your organs, into your cells. Come home into your breath. Sink in with your rhythm. Be in rhythm with yourself, in rhythm with life. Come home, center of your mind. Mind is full of noise, always moving, never stopping, but the center is stillness. The center is a silence. Find the center. On the surface there are waves, many waves. You can't stop the waves. Go beneath the surface of the mind. Everybody wants peace, but what is peace? Do we know the experience of peace? What time is peace? What place do we experience peace? At home, at the work, in the car? Peace is not a thought. Mind can never experience peace. So when your mind is quiet, life is as it is, this is peace. Peace isn't everybody wins and everything is fair and everybody gets what they want. Peace is this state of deep presence. This state of nothing is missing. Normally we have this feeling, I am not good enough. I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. Not enough. Something is not enough. So peace is this experience, this I am enough. Not only I, life is enough. Every molecule, every planet, everything in its place, everything, life is enough in this moment. Then your mind stops and you experience a wave of peace. From inside. So we can't buy the peace. But we must live it. It has to be lived. And that peace comes from being in tune. When you're in tune, there's a natural peace. It's not the peace that comes from effort, from fixing something. It's the peace of being. So yoga is this process of tuning, of cleaning, of connecting body, heart, and mind, so we can be in that rhythm of wholeness, of presence, of aliveness. And the same way a sports player trains, they get better. Musician trains, they get better. Musician warms up, they play better. Sports player warms up, they play better. Then if we were to tune ourselves and to warm up every day, for sure, no question. The only question is how much better? How much more focused, efficient, at ease in the flow. Right? If we were to do the basic training and then to warm up and tune ourselves every day, And so the yoga is happening at the level of your biology. Yoga is the chemistry. Yoga is the geometry. Yoga is not a choreography. Right? The yoga is going on in your cells. We must establish that rhythm of peace in your breath, in your nervous system, in your cells. It's not a thought. It's not another thought to put on the shelf. No, it's a way of life. And so that's why we recommend take a few minutes every day to tune yourself. Recommendation we're giving now is 2%. 2% of 24 hours is 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, you can do 12 minutes of movement, 6 minutes of breath, and 12 minutes of stillness. Strong recommendation is you set up a fixed practice. You do the same postures, the same order, the same breathing, same meditation, same time. You do that 100 times for 100 days. Not changing, what do I feel like today, maybe this, maybe that, do it later, now and then. You need to be clear. It needs to be very clear. You can always do more, right? It's not like a restriction. You can always do extra. But you have a core foundational practice of tuning, and you don't have to think about it. What should I do, which one, this, that. It does itself. Best time is first thing in the morning. A musician should tune their instrument before they play. Generally is the best practice. So in the morning, before eating, before talking, before going online, working this, take time to awaken your body, heart, and mind. Like open the doors and windows of your heart, sweep out your temple, put beautiful flowers in your heart, put beautiful, light the incense. Like inside, we call it inner worship. And through the practice, just filtering. You're filtering all these thoughts and emotions and karma that's trapped, that's creating attention. Then we're filtering and just collecting that life essence. And circulating that. So nowadays, people want to do complicated practice, but better to do simple practice, a regular practice, with the goal not of achieving something tricky and proving something, but of simply to be deeply, deeply at home in yourself. So at home that you forget yourself. You're so at home in yourself, you completely forget yourself. And then to live from that place of being deeply rooted, deeply centered. Because it's a habit. Whatever we do is a habit. However we live is a habit. Whatever we say is a habit. However we react is a habit. Our emotions, everything we have is a habit. So, the same like in a sports. You have a habit of the way of playing. So you can, through repetition, you can shift the habit, the pattern. And that's why we want to focus on the most foundation: breath, breathing, movement, stillness, spine, silence, stillness. And through your experiments, you discover for yourself. It's not about believing something that someone says. You have to experience for yourself. You know, when you put on fresh clothes and clean clothes, it feels so nice to have nice clothes. It feels nice to get into a nice clean bed. So imagine you clean your heart, you clean your mind, you clean your cells and your blood, your organs. Then how does it feel to step into yourself? So yoga is not like a group class. Yoga is the personal relationship with existence, with life. So you don't need a yoga teacher. You are the teacher. You can do a simple practice at home. Every now and then you go to a class, meet with people, etc. But the real practice, like a musician, you can't just practice when you go to play with people. You have to hunker down and you have to do your own practice every day. Same with the sports player. You have to take responsibility for yourself and you have to do your training and practice to the degree of mastering your instrument. So if we could master, if it's possible to master our mind, our breath, our nervous system and spine, everything, then for sure it's a worthy cause. It's worth at least the effort to see if it's possible. You can master the golf, you can master tennis, you can master gymnastics, curling even. They're playing curling, you know, again and again, training, throwing the rock down the ice and sweeping and sweeping. So if we spend a few minutes to train how to be stable, how to be at ease, then this will benefit you every moment of every day forever. But curling, you can only curl so long. You can only go curling so many times. So if the piece is truly important, we can dedicate some time. We can invest some of our time and energy to cultivate that piece. Otherwise, we just wait for it to pop out of nowhere. It's unlikely. It's unlikely that the instrument will tune itself. If you don't tune the guitar, if you don't tune the piano, maybe it will, but it's probably not going to. Unlikely that the instrument will just come into tune. So it requires some intentionality, and standards. We have standards. We have standards for the way that we dress and we present ourselves. But what about the inner life? We need also some standards for our inner life. Not just this on the superficial level. So take a few minutes every day. Do it 100 days. It's only 3 months. If you do it for 100 days, after those 100 days, 100%, you know if it's effective or not. If it's not, you just throw it away. If it is, then that's a miracle. If we could be more connected, more alive, more focused, more kinder to ourselves and to those around us, that would be a miracle for sure. How do you stay positive and uplifted when you experience trauma or when you're having a bad, low day? First thing is we have to do the daily cleaning. We have to clean our bodies, hearts, and minds every day. Otherwise, we're going to get smacked around, and it's going to be challenging. Even the good times are challenging. Everything is challenging. Then life is heavy. It's heavy. The past is heavy. The future is heavy. Even when we succeed, it's never enough. So unless you establish the roots and that connection with the beauty in life, right? Because we can I could look around and name 100 problems, right? But am I able to see the beauty? Am I able to see the love around me? Am I able to see the gratitude? It's a question of tuning. What we're tuning ourselves is everything is here. It's like an infinite buffet. You have every experience possible in this moment. You could trigger any kind of memory, most painful memory, the most blissful memory, anything. Everything is inside of you. Everything is around you. Everything is here. So it's a question of tuning. How are you tuning your radio? We have a habit of tuning, so we have to establish the habit of being in tune. And strengthen the nervous system. Then because there's no bad day, there's a bad moment, but how many moments each day? How many moments it's infinite moments. And so we get caught in an identification with some emotion. And then we identify, but really it's like the weather, comes and goes. And so that's why we need the practice. No, in order to be able to flow with life. This is what it means to be flexible. Flexible is not touch your toes. Flexible means you can flow with life. You can dance with life. You can ride the wave. Whatever wave's coming, you ride that wave. Because we can learn from everything. We can learn from the good and the bad. 100%. We have to learn from everything. We learn what we like, what we don't like, what we want to do, what we don't want to do. And we can learn every moment we can learn. So what's the bad? The bad is when we stop learning. The bad is when we get stuck. So we have to get unstuck. And then more and more center yourself in this present moment. Every day you eat food. Do you remember what you ate 3 months ago for lunch? Or what you ate 2 years, 2 weeks ago for breakfast? Right? Every day you eat food and then you forget it. The good meals, the bad meals, you forget it. Imagine you couldn't forget it. You're always remembering that delicious meal and nothing ever lives up to that. Or you always remember that terrible meal. And so in the same way, life, we have to immediately forget. Digest it and flush it, everything. Otherwise, you can't carry that. You eat the food, most of the food you eat is waste. Most of the food you have to release. Only the very essence you keep. In the same way, our life experience, most of it is fodder. Most of it is, you have to digest, process, and you just keep the essence. Otherwise, we get this kind of constipation. We get stuck so much in the past, everything. And so the same with the food, you forget what you eat and then you forget. You have to forget. Otherwise, impossible to appreciate the next meal. How can you appreciate if you're always remembering the other meal, the great meal, the terrible, whichever, it's the same. The great, getting stuck in the good stuff and the bad is the same. So to be in between, to be present. This is the remedy, and we can train to be present. When dealing with recent trauma and not ready to let go, thoughts, feelings on that, how to keep present in everything that is happening present. Trauma. So you can hold on to the trauma, but instead of focusing on letting go or anything with the trauma, focus on putting your attention on what you do want in your life. What you want to bring into your life, not what you want out of your life. We're always focused on what we don't want, but instead, do your daily practice, tune yourself, cultivate your energy, and then put your energy attention into cultivating that which you do want. And then as that gains momentum, the rest will fall away by itself. You don't have to, it gets digested automatically. You don't necessarily have to deal with everything. Right? When our energy is flowing, then the problems, the stuck just goes away by itself. It's like when you change the dial on the radio to another channel, the old channel just disappears. It's gone. So what we have to do is work with the underlying vibration in your breath, in your nervous system, and you make that super fine, super pure, super smooth. And then do beautiful things every day. Take a walks in nature and do some journaling, dance, creativity, speak with friends, learn, do your practice, these kinds of things. Because the presence is nothing to do with the content. It's a rhythm. It's like a direction. No, we're always looking over there, And presence means to be here. And so, in this state of presence, when we're truly present, then we forget about ourselves. No, in that real state of presence, there's no thinking. Thinking is over there. Thinking is pulling us away from the present moment. We've allowed our minds to run rampant and crazy all day and night. From morning to night, we allow our mind to run around and complain and obsess, and this is without any stops, without any, like children eating candy, watching TV, running around like crazy. So we have to give, if we give the proper training to the mind, then it's a completely different experience. And the mind itself wants to be in this state of presence. Now it's healing for the mind. To be running around continuously like this we're using extra energy and it's not efficient use of the mind. So less thinking, less talking, and a deeper connection with your breath, and for sure, 100%, this is going to help to clean your subtle body, your nervous system. And then we have to heal our hormonal rhythm. We're out of rhythm now. We're out of rhythm with ourselves, sleeping, not go to the toilet, eating strange, in this state of constant tension. We're out of rhythm with ourselves, out of rhythm with life, and this is the root cause of all the problems. So at all costs, we must come back into rhythm with life. This is the process of yoga, to be in harmony, to be in rhythm, to be in tune. And it doesn't take years. You can experience that today. You can experience that now, that state of in-tuneness. And then by repeating again and again, we establish that as the habit, to be present, to be grounded. Just like playing sports. I have heard and read descriptions about enlightenment, awakening, but do not believe I have ever felt it myself. What was your first enlightenment experience, and how did you know? Enlightenment is a tricky topic. Essentially, you are light. You are light. Everything is light. Everything is enlightened. Everything is perfect. But we don't see it. And so enlightenment is not is not like something extraordinary. Enlightenment is the natural state. This state of flow. This state of presence. Now for me, I was drawn to the path when I was young, 14 or 15. I had a mentor. And when I was 19, I was initiated in a traditional path of Kriya Yoga. It's a 3-day retreat. And then they taught us like 18 postures, 6 breathing practices, and meditation. And then they said, do it every day. And I said, okay, I did it every day. And then within a few weeks, my breath would stop, and I would shoot out and have all these wild mystical experiences. And that went on for years continuously. So that's how it started for me. I mean, but mystical experience is not enlightenment. Awakening. Because the thing is that in this state of awakening, there's no I. It's not like, oh, now Joel is awakened. Now Joel is enlightened. No, when Joel is transcended, when I see through this, then life is enlightened. But it has nothing to do with Joel or with any personal state of any one of us achieving something. It's not an achievement. It's not like a goal. It's the coming back to that which is. And so we have many ordinary moments of awakening, many ordinary moments. Some people have mystical experience and visions, some people don't. But as you cultivate, as you purify your nervous system and go into more and more subtle states, then for sure you feel these, it's chemistry. You can feel in your brain, there's different, all these, the same way, this worry, fear, anxiety, this is chemistry. These are our habits. We're making this, the drugs with our, inside of ourselves. So through the practice of yoga and meditation, then we're producing the good drugs, good chemicals. And as you sit, not just pushing, going, doing, but you sit in that and absorb and feel, then yeah, there are many different layers. Working with psychedelics also can be useful to help open the channels so that you can come into more communion with nature or with the essence of life, because our mind gets so tied up in a knot with so many expectations and so many thoughts, ideas. So the plant medicine can be extremely useful to help break through. Same like practice like fasting. Fasting is useful, to do fasting every couple months to clean out your system. The same, the plant medicine helps to clean out in a different way. The ego, it's ego cleaning. How to let go of my limiting beliefs when they're so ingrained in me. Instead of letting go of limiting beliefs, just grab onto that what you want. When you focus on what you want, then what you don't want automatically goes away by itself. At first, you have to cultivate your energy. We're losing all of our energy. So through the practice, the spinal practice and the breathing and these locks, root lock, tongue lock, eye lock, then this is storing, cultivating the energy, and then you put that energy into doing things, beautiful things, to creativity, take a walk, help someone out, do these kinds of things. And then by living it, you disprove the belief. You have to live it. The belief isn't real. So you just live it. But first you have to collect your energy and clean your body, heart, and mind, collect your energy, your willpower, your focus, and then pour that into the things, the beautiful things that you want in your life, even just one little at a time, and then gradually that will gain momentum, and before you know it, the other stuff is gone. It just goes away by itself, not by focusing on it. The more you focus on it, then it just keeps growing. So where you place your attention, that's what you're watering, nourishing, those seeds. So nourish the seeds of creativity, nourish the seeds of beauty. How can I detach from someone I really cared about? This is the same again. Put your energy into other people in your life that you care about now. Put your energy into the things that you care about. Take your energy, put it into things you care about. You can still care about some person, even that it's like this, but it's our loving kindness, our energy is so precious. We don't want to waste that and spill it. Like you have some really nice wine, really expensive wine. You're not going to spill it on the ground. Your heart essence, your time, your energy is so precious. No, so you want to put that in the right place. You don't want to put it in the wrong place. No, even if you thought it was right, and then as soon as you realize something is not right, you have to change. Even if you've dedicated 30 years to something, and then you realize, oh, not right, then you immediately have to change. And so put it in the right place. Because what's important is this heart energy. It's not about the object. It's not about this person or that person or this thing or that thing. It's cultivating that heart energy that you can share or you can use for yourself, because you need that. That's what's going to power you. It's not the coffee and the ambition and stuff that's going to feed you. No, it's the heart energy. So anyway, these people are teaching us. Everyone's teaching us how to cultivate our heart energy. Those who respect us, those who disrespect us, then we are also learning. Okay, not like this. And then we have plant many seeds. Plant as many seeds as you can. You never know when they're going to sprout. So keep planting seeds. Keep planting seeds, beautiful things that you want in your garden. Community, creativity, nature. Adventure. All of these things. We can do it. You can do it every day. These are all simple things. Playfulness, games. Do you believe in love languages? And what is yours? Yes, I do. I do believe in love languages. People, not just love languages, but everyone has their own language. I mean, not their own language, but their own. We have like auditory, kinesthetic, visual, different ways of learning, different patterns, different ways of interacting, different ways of asserting, different ways of, we have there are different patterns. And it's important we understand our own pattern and that pattern of those around us. Before we were living in community. And so we had all these mirrors. Now it's just like endless stream of ones and zeros. It's just nonstop, so many faces. Not even just walking in the city now on the phone. We're basically drowning in other people's stories. So instead, in the past time, we would hear a few stories and they would help us to understand our own life. We would use those stories, those legends, those fables to help us understand our own life. Now, we're trying to fit our own life into other people's stories. We're so bombarded from when we're so young with everybody else's stories that we're trying to reinterpret our life into their stories instead of use their stories to help us to live our life. So we're drowning in this overstimulation and information. Okay. Longer periods of silence start annoying me. Why is that? The beginning is fine, feels good, peaceful. But then all of a sudden it's enough, and the blissful feeling turns to annoyance. It's the ego. It's like fasting. It's like, I want to eat what I want. It's like I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it, kind of thing. Right? And the silence, it's the infinite layers and depths of the silence. Right? Once I spent 6 months in silence, right? And so it's like fasting. It's like you go deep and all the shit comes out, and then you feel really light, and then another layer, and then it comes out, and then another layer. And so it's just, the silence itself is part of this cleaning. It's unpleasant. You have a really, really dirty bathroom. It's not difficult to clean at first. It's unpleasant. And so to be silent, to be still, when we're so used to and addicted to moving and stimulation, can be really painful at first. But this is incredible. If you can stay with it and not react, then that uncomfortableness explodes into infinite power. It's a blockage. We have these blockages, resistance. And so in the meditation or in the day of silence, these kinds of things, it's creating a kind of pressure cooker. Otherwise, we're going to spin around in the same bullshit for a whole lifetime. Take 10 years, 15 years, something like that. Or you turn up the heat, and you move through it in a day, in a few days. So that's why they say this is the path of conscious evolution, whereby we're speeding up the normal functioning through this alchemy. It's chemistry. This is your cellular level. It's not with philosophy. It's not like I'm supposed to do this or that. It's you have to activate your blood, your nervous system, your cells, the different glands in your brain, and then tune your inner rhythm with your breath so it becomes very fine, refined. Then this is the foundation. This is the beginning of the journey. So, tuning. You can tell when someone's singing in tune, you feel that feels nice, feels good. Someone singing out of tune, you can also feel it. So this is the language of the intuition. The intuition is not with words, but it's a kind of feeling inside, like a contraction, like a when someone's singing out of tune, or when someone's singing in tune, you feel like something really. So all the time we have this. Every moment with each person and each situation, each moment, there's a continual like restriction, constriction, or expansion. This is what they talk about in Vipassana as well, when you're scanning the body. We have likes and dislikes every moment, unconsciously. It's like spinning. And so, through the practice, you learn to stabilize your nervous system, your roots. And you can feel it. It's an experience, it's not a thought. The same like when you're jogging and you get into the zone, you can feel that. It's an experience. So we're getting into the zone, but not in doing, in being. That's the difference. People play the piano, they feel like, in the zone, jogging in the zone, like this. But now, to be collapsed back into the seed from which you have come, and to be in the zone at that level, at that depth, then life takes over. Life, the same life that's beating your heart, that's digesting your food, everything. The perfect intelligence is active in every seed and at every level, then is 100% active in you as well. In fact, you don't have a life. There's no you that's having a life. Life is having a you. Life is temporarily blossoming into you. But there's no you that has a life. You see, it's a subtle difference. Otherwise, it's like my life. What about my life? What should I do with my life? Life has a you. You don't have a life. And so life knows what to do. The same way life is blossoming into all the dandelions and daisies and the different fish and insects and everything, from the seed. In the seed and the egg of the perfection is there. That super intelligence and that infinite power is present in every molecule and atom and every cell and every seed and everywhere. And that is fully present and active in you. And so this natural process is simply allowing that to lead the way. Because we don't know, we're completely like running it, like bumping into ourselves, twisted up in a knot. If we knew the way, we would have gone it by now. So life knows the way. So this process is not the full day, but at least a few minutes a day. You dissolve your body and mind and come back to that essence, which is beyond words. You can only Reach that when your breath becomes very fine, almost like the water going into the pool filter. Your breath is so fine that it's almost not being breathed. So make a habit of being centered. At first, you have to remind yourself again and again and again. Eventually, it becomes a habit. So close your eyes, sit up tall. And watch your breath. Watch your breath in your heart. Focus at your heart level, inside, deep inside your spine. And feel the pressure of your breathing. In your heart center. You feel some vibration, some rhythm, some tension. Just be smooth, be gentle, slow down your breathing. You can gently pull on the root lock, squeezing the perineum. Touch your tongue to the top of your mouth and look up. Inhale deeply. Oh.